yellow ochre or Rossian, ultramarine violet, cadmium red light, Naples yellow, and white, and have burnt umber ready, just in case we need to darken where the shadow is. So what I'm going to do first is take some cadmium red light, and I'm doing a medium tone now. Take yellow ochre, put it in, a touch of Naples yellow, and a bit of white for now. So I want to, what I'm trying to do is get a medium tone. So I don't want to go with dark and then highlight it. It's too much. We don't need all that. So what I'm going to do is just kind of a medium tone. And you can see right now when I'm painting that the color is very pink, light. I'm going to wait for it to dry. This is acrylic, so it's going to dry darker. And then I would add highlights and darks. I just want to cover the color of the canvas. Don't put too much white, because we're putting, when we add Naples yellow, that will give us a light skin tone. So if when you put white, put a bit of white, not much. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's do the hand. It already covered most of the skin tone right now, which is good. I'm using a round brush, so I'm just spreading the color right now. I'm not really worried about, if it's accurate, because I know I'm going to go over this with highlights and darks. So okay, same thing for the face. I'm going to take yellow ochre, put some cadmium red light in it, Naples yellow, okay. I'm sure by the time we're done, this woman is not going to look exactly the same as a reference. She's fine. Okay, perfect. All right. Wait for it to dry. It's going to dry darker. All righty. There. Fix a couple. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is just because with acrylics, it's very hard to go from dark to light in a smooth transition. We have to work really fast. So this way we can glaze on the dark and highlight with the white. So we don't have to work too fast to make sure there's a subtle transition between the darks and lights. So for this, now for the shadows of the face, I'm going to use ultramarine violet, mix a touch of red in it, and yellow ochre. And now to make it, it's going to look really dark. So to make it a little bit lighter, just add a touch of, just a bit of Naples yellow in there. And you should get more like a brownish purple color. My color is actually, my color right now is not heavy, it's more like a glaze.
Tell me the colors again.
Pardon?
Tell me the colors again. Violet.
Okay, ultramarine violet.
Yeah.
A touch of cadmium red light.
Yeah.
And a bit of yellow ochre in there.
Yellow ochre. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to get a really dark color. So take a bit of Naples yellow and put it in just to adjust the color a bit. So it's not very, very dark.
You're using...
And your color should be more like a glaze, not thick.
No, I'm using the burnt sienna. And so should I just add some?
Yes, the same yellow. I mean, if you're using burnt sienna, you could add a bit of that ultramarine violet in it.
Okay.
It will make it darker.
Okay.
The thing is, don't make your color too thick.
Okay.
More like a glaze. I'm using a round brush. And I'm trying to follow what I see in the reference. This is more like, you know, when you use, when you're painting with watercolor, you do the darks after.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see.
And again, I'm not really worried about what I'm getting right now because I'm going to be highlighting again some of the skin tone later on. All of this area looks like it's light, but it's not. This area. So we can use the same mixture, but what's left over on your brush, just brush it over here. Oh, I have to be careful not to go over too many times the same because we're glazing. Okay, a bit over here. That's really dark. So I'm going to leave it like that for now and then let it dry. We have the ring casting a shadow over her hand. Okay. This is more of the ultramarine violet. I'm pushing my ultramarine violet into the same puddle of color that I have. And a touch of red, very small amount of red. Ultramarine violet is transparent, so shadows should be transparent. The shadows are not opaque, so it's good. Now I'm gonna go a little bit more in here. Okay, and I'm leaving. I'm really kind of leaving some of this area here lighter. I'm not going over it again. Once we start highlighting, if we feel that the shadows are too strong, then we will go back and make them softer. No, actually keep this soft. This is really dark. This is a dark part in here. So now I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to take cadmium red, yellow ochre, or raw sienna, whatever you have, and Naples yellow. Mix them together. You should get a nice skin tone, darker though, dark skin tone at that point, even with the Naples yellow. Add white. Once you add white, you get a really nice skin tone. And if it's too, if you see that it's too red, because that as soon as you put white, you can tell if it's too red, too pink, too yellow. Adjust it. If it's too red, take a bit of more yellow ochre, put it in there, and Naples yellow, put it in there. It will just balance the skin tone color. Now, with the darks that we put in there, if you don't want them that dark, wipe your brush a bit, make it transparent, and go over. Oh, that's too much. Sorry.
What color are you using right now to go over it?
Go over it. I'm using the skin tone, but I'm using it with more water in it.
So you're using the
Skin
sienna
tone. This skin tone that I made, that kind of this color. But make it more transparent. Or you could add to that skin tone that you have a bit of brown, just a bit of burnt umber. Just add a bit of burnt umber and put it over. If you find that yours is too strong, too dark. Use the skin tone and add brown to it. And that will soften. See? That's the skin tone that I did. I mixed and I just added burnt umber to it. Just a touch of burnt umber. It's the easiest way. I'm going to increase the amount of white in here. In here. Wow, wow. Don't worry about those details where you have the darks and lights in here. We're dealing with a lot of stuff in here, so I'm going to simplify this. This is the stage where it looks really ugly.
That right?
I know. I know. It will get better. Soften it, make it more interesting. So I'm adding, this is skin tone with brown. So I'm adding more skin tone. See if you can see this here. That's the skin tone, original, right there. And I'm adding a bit of burnt umber in it. That will give me, it will soften my burnt umber. It will soften my darks. So I'm simplifying it as much as I can right now. Okay. I need another batch of skin tone. So take my yellow ochre, cadmium red light, Mix them together. Take my Naples yellow and white. All right, now as soon as I put white, I can tell if it's too pink, too red. I can adjust. Okay, let's see. Needs more white. Yeah, that's better.
Is more white?
More white, yes. Mine is a bit too pink, so I'm going to add a bit of yellow ochre in here with my white to make it a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. Because the problem with acrylic is just it dries darker, so you have to keep on adjusting. Telling you, I never had these problems with oil when I used to do portraits or human figure or paint these things. It was like, okay, it was hard. It wasn't easy still, but you have time to blend. And whenever you put a color, it's there. That's the color. So you know it's not going to change.
But you know, if you add medium to the paint, you keep it wet longer.
Yeah, I tried. The medium, it has kind of how do I explain it? It becomes sticky after a while, you know, when you use it. That's what. I'd rather use open acrylics. Open acrylics are acrylics that don't dry fast. But then I'm not going to go buy open acrylics just to do one portrait.
No, no.
Right? So I just try to, work with what I have.
Yeah.
I couldn't manage these mediums. They just became too sticky after a while, especially when I added layers. Once you start adding layers and layers over, like glazing, it dries faster. It starts to dry faster and it becomes harder to use. You know what? I'm gonna just kind of simplify what I see, because you really, to do what you see in the reference with acrylics, it's not easy. So let's simplify it. Okay. Now let's do the face. This is a strong, strong highlight, but that's okay. It is strong there. So it is red, yellow ochre, and white.
So yellow ochre, I would use yellow oxide?
Yellow oxide is fine. Yeah. If you don't have yellow ochre, yellow oxide.
And white.
And white, yes.
So we're doing, oh.
In this area here where the cheek is, I added a touch of that soft brown that I have here, which is the skin tone, light skin tone with a bit of burnt umber in it. As I can see here, it's a bit darker. And down here, usually it's a bit darker too. And then we will go back to highlighting in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna take the lighter skin tone and put a bit where the nose is, right here. And right there. Okay, again, this highlighted skin tone, again, right here, where the forehead is, because this is where you see the light. Okay. This part of the hand is a bit darker, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put highlighted color where I see the light part. Okay, so this is easy. I'm simplifying it as much as I can. I'm going to take burnt umber now, put it into that skin tone, come here, and just add this burnt umber in here. Burnt umber and skin tone. And that will give you a really good. It will soften all this shadow area here. Same on this side. Okay, go back to this light skin tone and mix. Just blend it a bit with the shadow area. Okay. I'm going through the skin tone like, wow. Not enough. Okay, here. Red, yellow ochre, white. More yellow ochre. More white. She has a wide face.
Yeah, she does.
It looks like it's kind of thrust forward. Makes
Yes.
it bigger.
Yeah. But she does have a wide jawline.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay. She looks like an alien right now. Mine.
And looked like that long ago.
You know what? We'll just do whatever, whatever we can.
Yeah.
There's lots of black gesso to use later.
Black?
Yeah, so we can paint over it and start over.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. But you know what? Just give it a chance. Let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of, maybe by the end, when we get to the dress, and it will look better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a learning thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't over till it's over.
I'm hoping that it will look much better by the time we get to the dress and all of the others. Skin tone is always hard.
Just do some plastic surgery on her.
Yeah. All I'm doing right now is I'm just putting the original skin tone, and I'm adding a bit of brown to it to get the darks. And then go back and adjust my skin tone, adding lighter skin tone. And if I want it to be darker, I'm adding just burnt umber. There we go. So what I have right here is the skin tone right there. This is a master combination right here, which is yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and let's keep it simple. Yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and white. Okay. And if I want it to be dark, I'm just taking burnt umber, putting it in, and I'm doing the dark for the shadows with this burnt umber here. Burnt umber mixed with the original skin tone. And that I can increase the amount of burnt umber or make it lighter. It depends. Again, because acrylic dries darker, I have to wait and gauge and adjust how much I want of this highlight or dark. Is it easier with this combination? Is it easier to do? Softening the shadows and the highlights.
Yeah, I find it is.
Do you find it easier
Yes.
with the new combination? That very simple one, you know, the simplified one. I think it's, yeah, I think it's easier, even easier for me. We're definitely painting a flower next time.
I like that.
Definitely. And it's, you know, better be kind of like an abstract.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We'll just do the flowers next time. It'll be really nice. It'll be fun. All right. I'm going to take a bit of that brown mixed with the skin tone and then darken the bottom of her nose. Okay, smaller brush, take just brown. I know I'm moving fast, but I'm recording all this. And try to put a bit of a nostril in here and another one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Oh, darn. Oh, critics. You know, it starts well, but then acrylic takes over. I don't know. I don't know what happens. Just okay.
So this was definitely.
Okay.